Your brain is the control center of your body. It controls your thoughts, memory, speech, and movement, and it regulates the function of many organs. When the brain is healthy, it works quickly and automatically. But when you have a brain disease, it may affect how well you can function and do your daily activities. The brain is made up of approximately 86 billion neurons, and there are approximately 1 quadrillion synapses in it. The first recorded use of the word brain belongs to the ancient Egyptians. The word for brain and other neuro words appear in the Edwin Smith surgical papyrus, which was written by an unknown Egyptian surgeon around 1700 BC.
The brain has three main parts: the cerebrum, cerebellum, and brainstem. Cerebrum is the largest part of the brain and is composed of right and left hemispheres. It performs higher functions like interpreting touch, vision, and hearing, as well as speech, reasoning, emotions, learning, and fine control of movement. Cerebellum is located under the cerebrum. Its function is to coordinate muscle movements, maintain posture, and balance. Brainstem acts as a relay center connecting the cerebrum and cerebellum to the spinal cord. It performs many automatic functions such as breathing, heart rate, body temperature, wake and sleep cycles, digestion, sneezing, coughing, vomiting, and swallowing. Quick question: have you ever asked yourself why the left side of the brain controls the right side and vice versa? Write your answer below, and we'll reveal the answer later in the video.
Injury to the brain can manifest in many ways. For example, traumatic brain injury can be caused by contact sport, after a fall, or a traffic or work accident. It can be associated with both immediate and longer-term problems. Immediate problems may include bleeding within the brain. This may compress the brain tissue or damage its blood supply. The signs and symptoms of traumatic brain injury may include headache, nausea or vomiting, problems with speech, dizziness or loss of balance, sensory problems such as blurred vision, ringing in the ears, a bad taste in the mouth or changes in the ability to smell, or cognitive and behavioral symptoms such as loss of consciousness for a few seconds to a few minutes, and memory or concentration problems. Neurodegenerative diseases result in progressive damage to different parts of the brain's function and worsen with age. Common examples include dementia, impaired ability to remember, think, or make decisions that interferes with doing everyday activities, such as Alzheimer's disease, alcoholic dementia, or Parkinson's disease, and other rarer infectious, genetic, or metabolic causes such as Huntington's disease and Wilson's disease.
Alzheimer's disease is a neurodegenerative disease that usually starts slowly and progressively worsens. The most common early symptom is difficulty in remembering recent events. As the disease advances, symptoms can include problems with language, disorientation, mood swings, loss of motivation, and self-neglect. Alzheimer's disease is believed to occur when abnormal amounts of amyloid beta, accumulating extracellularly as amyloid plaques and tau proteins form in the brain, affecting neuronal functioning and connectivity, resulting in a progressive loss of brain function.
Parkinson's disease is a disorder of the central nervous system that mainly affects the motor system. The most obvious early symptoms are tremor, rigidity, slowness of movement, and difficulty with walking. Huntington's disease, also known as Huntington's chorea, is a neurodegenerative disease that is mostly inherited, causing a hyperkinetic movement disorder known as chorea. As the disease advances, uncoordinated, involuntary body movements of chorea become more apparent. Physical abilities gradually worsen until coordinated movement becomes difficult and the person is unable to talk. It is typically inherited from an affected parent who carries a mutation in the Huntington gene.
Wilson's disease is a genetic disorder in which excess copper builds up in the body. Symptoms are typically related to the brain and liver. Brain-related symptoms include tremors, muscle stiffness, trouble in speaking, personality changes, anxiety, and psychosis. A brown Kaiser-Fleischer ring on the edge of the iris is common in Wilson's disease, especially when neurological symptoms are present.
Cerebral atherosclerosis is atherosclerosis that affects the brain. It results from the buildup of plaques formed of cholesterol in the large arteries of the brain and can be mild to significant. When significant, arteries can become narrowed enough to reduce blood flow, and it contributes to the development of dementia. Brain tumors can be either benign or cancerous. Most malignant tumors arise from another part of the body, most commonly from the lung, breast, and skin. Cancers of brain tissue can also occur and originate from any tissue in and around the brain. Meningioma, cancer of the meninges around the brain, is more common than cancers of brain tissue. Cancers within the brain may cause symptoms related to their size or position, with symptoms including headache and nausea, or the gradual development of focal symptoms such as gradual difficulty seeing, swallowing, talking, or as a change of mood.
Back to answer the question we asked earlier. First of all, it's called decussation. It means that if you want to raise your right hand, the left side of your brain issues the command to do that. If someone touches your right shoulder, your left brain senses that. Weirdly, there's several exceptions to this rule. Some cranial nerves decussate and some do not, as the olfactory system isn't reversed at all. While the visual system is only partly reversed, each eye sends some information to each side of the brain. Sounds are analyzed on both sides of the lower portions of the brain but on only one side of the cortex. Nearly 200 years ago, a French naturalist, Étienne Geoffroy Saint-Hilaire, proposed that lower half of arthropods corresponds to the upper half of vertebrates. The evolutionary version of this idea is that the body of our ancestors somehow got reversed, upside down, at some point in time. This idea hadn't been popular among scientists because the turning upside down seemed too abrupt and could not happen gradually, as Darwin's theory of evolution required. But scientists have rethought that concept and many now think it likely.